Yeah, it goes.
I mean, a lot of companies do factoring. So what difference is there between BasicBlock and a different factoring company?
Yeah, so I think there's like a few core things, right? So number one, I think, we have no minimums and no contracts. Like we don't believe in that. At the same time, we also don't put liens on their entire business. We file a very specific UCC filing that only goes on their accounts receivable, which doesn't hurt their credit, right? So those are two fundamental things that I think a lot of drivers, don't realize is, look, we're not going to lock you into contracts, stay as long, as little as you like. And then we're filing UCCs, but only on your accounts receivable, not your entire business, like a lot of these factoring companies are. On top of that, I think we're pretty fast. So in most cases, right, we're a tech company at heart. So we've designed and obsess about the design and user experience of our own app. Like that is what we do. That is our expertise. That's really, we've learned factoring, but we know tech. So our app is really easy to use, and we have 24/7, 365 customer service, where if you call BasicBlock, you're going to get a real human. You'll never get a call tree. And I think that you pair a lot of those things together. And I think that in an industry that is pretty lackluster customer service and then ropes in all these hidden fees, which we don't have any either, it sets us up for a pretty interesting way to market the product that has been really successful today, where we get a lot of customers that switch factoring companies, after 6 months of them being, at XYZ factoring company, and come to us, and like the experience is just night and day, right? I think we have something like 30 or 40 reviews, which isn't a lot on Google.
They're really good.
We don't even have, we don't have a single 4-star review. We only have 5 stars, which I guarantee there's no other factoring company that can say that.
Definitely.
So I think for those combination of reasons, we've seen a lot of success. And then I think, where this, like, everybody's heard me say it by now, but the whole, we're going to go to zero, is driven by the aspect of, like, I've seen where we can make money at now, and I see where we can put money back into a lot of these small trucking small trucking companies' hands, that it seems like, a lot of these factoring companies have been having a party and they've been printing cash. And I think that it's time somebody did something about it. And I think that, we sit there and think about that, and we're excited about to build what we think is the future of trucking finance. And part of that is going to zero in factoring.
So could you tell us, Taylor, how you would make money if you offer 0% factoring?
Yeah, that's a good question. So everybody asks that question. It's a great question. It really revolves around a few things. So number one, our data. So we have an extensive data model that helps us underwrite and analyze a lot of these truckers' credit scores to help extend them credit. And then there's other things, right? So like we're building them a business bank account, which, everybody knows this, your money that you have in your bank account doesn't sit there, right? They lend it and move it, and they give you interest and rewards for that, like to do that, to keep your money. And then every single time you swipe your card at the bank, the bank makes money, about like 1 to 2% transaction volume.
Just real quick, BasicBlock would create a bank account for the drivers.
No, we've done that. Yeah, so we've done that already. So when you come to BasicBlock, just like if you're at Venmo, right, or Cash App, what you don't realize is at Venmo or Cash App, you have a bank account. So, when you store your money in Venmo and you have $100 in balance, that is your balance in a legitimate Venmo bank account. That is you, right? The same with us. So when trucking companies are starting to come factor with us now, they have a bank account behind the scenes that like they can interact with and spend on and get paid real time. So, now you can go to Venmo or Robinhood even, and you can put your money in there, direct deposit there, and they give you a card, right? They give you a debit card that you can go spend that money on. No difference to us, right? So for us, instead of us paying you in 24 hours, or in some cases, real-time payments that we've enabled, we're one of the only factoring companies in the United States that do real-time payments, where we can pay you instantaneously. Now it is a little more expensive but we pass those costs on to our truck drivers. But soon we'll be able to pay these truck drivers real time, instantaneously, same day, and do it for free. And that's because we'll be moving, our money in a BasicBlock umbrella bank account into a truck driver who has a BasicBlock branded bank account underneath our own umbrella, right? It's no different than like if your parents or your sister or your brother has a Wells Fargo account and you have a Wells Fargo account. To move money into that Wells Fargo account, it's instant and it's free versus like me using my Wells Fargo account to send it to my mom's Chase bank account. It can take time and typically it costs money.
Sure. And you said that you want to offer an interest rate for them to keep that money.
Yeah. So not only are we trying to offer free factoring, but we're trying to offer interest rates. I do have to be a little careful on what we talk about in terms of like regulatory, but we're basically building them rewards. So,
Sure.
the way that I compare it to is, maybe a Southwest card where you're getting points on, if you fly a lot, a Southwest credit card makes a lot of sense.
Right away.
Or exactly, right? There's a ton of these companies that like individuals that keep their money in because they get rewards for it, right?
Yeah.
We're doing the same thing. So other things that we're working on is starting to work with manufacturers like Daimler, like PACCAR, all these big players and saying, hey, if our trucking companies work with us, will you give them lower interest rates? About 45% of the market actually finances their truck with the manufacturer themselves, right? So, hey, can if our truck drivers come and you guys, we can ensure that the loan will be good, right? Can you give them a dynamic rate, right? Or on the other side of that, hey, maintenance company, we can guarantee that he's good for the money instead of having him pay it down right now. Can he buy now, pay later type of thing? And we can help fulfill and service that payment processing on the maintenance side, right? They get the business sooner. The trucker gets to keep the money longer, right? There's all these different kind of like, benefits that you can start to build in when you start to, I don't want to say own the bank account, but when you start to, help build the bank account with those truck drivers.
Sure. No, that's